And I got really curious, and later on he explained to me what it's about, and I told him I would like to support it. And so I've been supporting it through moderation. So I started last year, and I've been with them again this year. So also I would like to say thank you to the ARC, thank you so much for the support, and also the opportunity. Yes, so I can call myself a curious person, a student of life. I love avocados, by the way, very much. I've been doing entrepreneurship all my life since I graduated in college. So far I've done it for 12 years. Okay, so I've done all manner of businesses. I've opened a bar, a cocktail bar. It was called to the policemen. We had to close it with my boys. We had a fashion label. We even had models or modeling and walking. Closed the business. But now we opened another business that is in events and team building. Let me tell you, before I joined high school, I used to be a shy person. That is very true. As much as I may look confident on stage, I used to be very shy. So what helped me is when I went to high school, I joined drama club. So when I joined drama club, we had our first play. And guess what role was given in that first play? I acted as a bull. You can imagine that. The first role you're being told, we are this group of bulls who are disturbing the peace. So that was my first instinct in public speaking, and the rest is history. Okay. So I'm going straight to, apart from what I do, in my personal capacity, I've been emceeing at conferences and also I speak. So I majorly speak on areas to do with enterprise building, building partnerships in business, also public speaking itself, also personal branding, because I'm very passionate about that. But also, on the other line, there's a company that I'm a co-founder of. I have 3 directors. It's called Adept Advisory. So what we do is we do corporate events for companies, that's staff events. Think things about like sports days for your company, end of year parties. Then also we do team building and also corporate travel. Perhaps if a group wants to go to Diani and do the event there, we organize all that end to end. Okay. So so we are a team of 3 directors. Okay. And also, let me just tell you our story in numbers. So the company called Adept Advisory has been there since 2016. It wasn't formed by accident. Before we formed it, we used to do a lot of events in terms of, we take guys to Mount Kenya, we take guys to Mamau Caves. What we do is we just create an event, create a poster, invite people, we take them there. And then at night they get drunk. So somehow we ended up being people of vibe. So these same people that we take for these trips are the ones who told us, you guys should do team building. You guys are really good. And so guess what? We opened the team building company and they're the ones who gave us referrals. And that's how networking was working for us. So if you look at the numbers so far, we've done over 400 events. We've done it across 7 countries because we're a Pan-African company. So we've done it in Kenya, East Africa, we've done it in Somalia, we've done it also in way back in Zambia, Botswana. We've also been in West Africa as well, doing the services that we do. And we impacted over 25,000 people. So we are quite a big team. So we started as 3 people and slowly we started growing this way. So in this team, we have guys who do training, we have guys who do Zumba. The people also who are psychologists within this team, we have first aiders as well. So they do both indoors and outdoors. And the team is still growing. And I'm sure you can see some ladies, we are not just men. So we also empower ladies as well. In all that. So what we usually say when you ask what we do, we usually say that we're in the business of delivering memories, because we understand that people in organizations work a lot. So at times they may end up not like, they never get that chance to decompress. So how we help them decompress is through events such as team building or staff parties, because we believe that there's an inner child in every person. And at times you just need to release that inner child. And then also learning, you don't have to learn just through books. You can also learn through activities. In fact, it's usually said the best way to learn is experiential, because whatever activity that you learn, you'll never forget the lesson that you get from that activity. Yes. So you see, even our people are cool, they have vibes, they wear shirts. Okay? At times when they go to the beach. So these are this is how at times we create memories. Okay? So for us, we try to connect the human Wi-Fi. You guys, I know you guys work with the internet Wi-Fi. As guys, you work with the human Wi-Fi because you're helping people build relationships amongst themselves as a team. So these are some of the activities that we've done. And then, as I conclude, all right, I know this can be a struggle, I know, at times when it's in the afternoon. So the QR code is to my profile. You can scan and just see my profile, so feel free to scan and view my profile. As I conclude, I would just like to emphasize on something regarding networking and as well as communication, because I've spoken to a couple of techies in some forums, and I understand that techies are very good at making computers communicate to one another, right? But at times they struggle to communicate to each other, human to human. That's usually a struggle at times. Because making computer A communicate to computer B, even remotely, is a walk in the park for most of you, I'm sure. But at times now, when it comes to, when you're told, speak to the person next to you, at times you can be coding the whole day, and you're seated two people, but you never know each other, right? Let me ask a quick question. So who came here yesterday, day one? You seated here, you've seen someone next to you or behind you, and you're like, I need to talk to this person, I'll talk to this person later. Who among this room had that idea? Yeah, thank you. Then 3 hours later, you found yourself sitting at the same place. You've not talked to that person. Who encountered that? That at times can happen, right? So, what we usually say is, you may have the skill can get you to that room. The skill usually gets you to the room. But you see, once you get to the room, there's something else that you need to do. And that's where now, either how you communicate or how you connect. And that's where now the networking comes in. I'm not speaking about a computer network. I'm speaking about a human network. Okay? Like how you connect to someone else. Because at times, I know the people can say, okay, I have nerves. We also have nerves. I'm confident, yes, but I also usually have nerves. Even in the morning before I came here, I had some nerves. But you see, confidence is also about how to deal with those nerves. As long as those nerves don't take the driver's seat, you're good with the rest of the time. And at times, even when you're trying to break ice with someone, most of the times we start with our titles. I'm a CEO of this, I'm a co-founder of that. At times, just, you can say something silly. My name is John and I love wearing happy socks. You see, somehow it builds that curiosity. Someone's like, oh, I also love happy socks. And that's how we build that conversation. A vet had come in and told us, you need to be curious. So curiosity is very, very key. You need to be curious in whatever you're doing. Because, at times, and let me give you a story. So, how I got to know Banta. We were mentors in this program called Tony Lumelu Foundation. So there's a time they invited the mentors. It was like a conference of sorts. So by chance, I was seated at the same table with Banta. So you can imagine, it's a half-day session. So it was starting from 8 to around 12. So of course you can't be sitting with someone for like 4 hours and you're not speaking to each other. Or the only thing you're asking is what's the Wi-Fi password. And then the conversation ends there. So somehow as we were discussing, we introduced each other, we talked, and that's how I came to know about Ruby. And that was way back in 2024. So you can imagine a conversation that started in 2024 has helped us at least support each other in such events. So what I'm trying to say is, reach out to someone, and I'll even give you an assignment as you go wherever you're going, or even now, today as you leave. Try and make sure that you've spoken to someone you've not talked to. That's number one. Number two, just ask a genuine question. Any question. What's your favorite food? How did you grow your beard? How come you don't wear socks when you're wearing shoes? Such. It doesn't have to be a serious question. And then try to introduce yourself without mentioning your title. Don't introduce yourself, but don't even bother mentioning what title you have. Okay? Yes, so that's the end of my presentation. I have to make it very fast because I know time is so much gone. So thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you all the best. And then I will see you at the top, right? Yeah. For sure. So keep scanning. For those who do not scan, you can scan. If you want to know who I am, I'm not this animal over here. But to know me, you can scan over there. Yes. So so from now, let me go back now to my MC. All right. So